You guys, it's Karen and I'm here to do a video showing you a few different hairstyles. I'm really nervous, so please be kind with this video because I haven't really done a video like this before. In fact, I've never done a video like this before. I think I've done one video showing, did I do a video showing the little plait to the side? I'm not sure, but I did do one just showing how I did my high ponytail that I had in a video once. And so I thought I would show you these little silly things I do, mostly to take the fringe out of the way, bangs as you call them in the USA. And especially on days where it's really hot like it is at the moment, it's just nice to have it out of the way. And for me, it's good for dog walking. There may be one or two with my hair completely up or half up or something like that, but not many because it's not a style I like. I don't like to wear my hair completely off my face. I just like that front fringe bit to be away from my face. You'll see the tools I'm using throughout. I won't list them all here, but if you see me using anything, I will list it in the description for you. I'll put a link to it. One other thing to mention is you'll see me in different makeup and different hair, although I've got a feeling I might have a similar coloured top on. I can't remember now, but I watched the footage back and I suddenly remembered a couple of things that I could do and show you guys that were better than what I had already filmed, if that makes sense. So I'm just putting in a couple of other things today in this different hair and makeup. So hopefully it will all run smoothly together. Anyway, that's enough rambling. If you'd like to see some summer hairstyles, then please keep watching. I'm going to try and do something snazzy, but I don't know whether it'll work out. So I've made a part in there and then I'm going to just make another part in. Because in fact what I'll do is I'll start with the middle. So what I'm trying to do is do 3 sort of strips. Look in that mirror for a minute. So we'll start off with one, and you could clip the rest of the hair back if you want, but I want the twist to start at the front, so I'm going to try and twist it, and then I'm just twisting it back. Let's have a look if that's worked. Yeah, that's worked okay. And then to secure this, you can either use one of these tiny little butterfly clamps, or you can use a grip. Not sure what's going to work best. You know what? Probably a grip. So I'm going to take that out, twist it a bit more, and put a grip in. Just like that. Then I want to do the exact same thing either side. So I'm going to take this bit here and try and twist it exactly the same manner. My baby hairs are not playing along. Sorry for looking away from the camera. I'll get another grip. And then the final bit, of course, is this bit on the side. Let's just make sure I've got the same sort of hair. I'm just sort of pulling it back with my fingers before I start the twist. I'm just pulling hair and folding it over each other in a random twist. So we've got it all curved up, and then what I want to do is use some jewellery on it. Some of this hair jewellery that you've seen people wearing. So I've just got some from Amazon. These ones have got little stars on. So I'm just going to, let me move you closer. A little bit closer. I'm just going to randomly put them in my hair. So you sort of pull it apart like that and then just slot it into your hair and then push it back again. Oops, my little star's fallen off. I kind of expected it to be fiddly, to be honest. You sort of push it into your hair and then push them together. I'll put a couple further up here. So that's just one more pretty way, I think, of keeping your hair off your face. And I guess you could do that, you know, you could probably do it with the sides as well and then just put it in a ponytail. Like put it in a ponytail now and then just put some more jewellery there. But I think that's really pretty like that. So for this one, I'm literally just going to put all my hair up into a ponytail as high onto my head as I can. The first elastic I'm going to use is just one of these, no, snag elastics actually, or is it? No, I think I'm going to use this elastic band actually, and the easiest way to do it is just to brush your hair upside down. I know that this is probably going to be hard for you to see because I can't see if I'm in frame or not. So I'm just tipping it upside down so that I've got it all like that, and then I can sort of move it backwards a bit because I don't want it. You can have the bun from anywhere from here to, you know, the back of your head, but I think from what I've seen, the current trend is kind of right on top of your head. And obviously if you've got shorter hair, then you'll need to do it further back because your hair won't be long enough to have it all the way up here. And I've got all these little baby hairs as well. So now I've got it sort of brushed into a ponytail. Let's just make sure it's all neat enough, although it will be a sort of messy bun. I'm just going to tie this. So I'm just tying a high ponytail basically, and I won't put it too tight. Let's bring it up a bit by pulling. Okay, so once you've got your hair in a ponytail up here, you can either use one of these donut rings to make a bun. So you would basically just put the donut ring over the top of the ponytail, sorry, spread the hair out, and then push an elastic over the top, probably works the best, and then pin all the hair around it. That's the kind of airline look. Or you can just take your ponytail and twist it around. It depends how thick your hair is, I guess, and how big a bun you want. So just twist it around and then try and tuck the hair underneath. And then I use these type of curvy grips. I'll show you one in a second because you wouldn't have been able to see that very well, I know. Let me show you. These type of curvy grips, they're much less painful on the head. I don't like those. The normal curvy grips, if I used them for this bun, it would just hurt my head too much. So I'm just poking them in, poking them a little bit in the hair and then pushing it underneath my head, underneath the bun. So let's see if I can show you. Grabbing a little bit of hair and then going underneath the bun. And then I like to just pull a few bits down just because, you know, the idea is that it is a messy bun and I think that looks kind of prettier. And I'm just going to spritz it with, this is a gel spray by Shockwaves, yeah, Weller Shockwaves, just to hold it a little bit in place, you know, because it is fairly loose. So this is the finished messy. For those of us that have long hair like me and you just want this bit out of your way. In fact, that's what most of my styles will be, is just getting this front bit of your hair out of the way but looking nice. So it depends whether or not you want it out of the way and you want something pretty on the ends of it, like you can use a little clamp like this, a little glitzy one, a little blingy one, or a tiny little one that's kind of hair coloured, or you could just use curvy grips for this. And so all I do is get a side parting, start here and just sort of grabbing bits and twisting it. And then it's almost like a French plait, and just bring some more hair up into it until you've got as much hair as you want out of the way. A bit more in there. My hair's quite thick, so I need to be careful that I don't have too much in it, otherwise it can look kind of odd. And then get it to the point you want. And like I said, at this point you can literally either just put one of these hair coloured, I don't know what you call these, I call them clamps, but I don't think that's the name of them, in like that. You can do it with curvy grips, or you can do it with one of these blingy clamp type things, and then that kind of brings more attention to the little bit you've got at the side. I have to say, I think I prefer doing it with just this one, but it's not the strongest hold. The strongest hold is doing it with curvy grips. So you can leave it like that, or you can even it out and take some from this side and twist it back. It doesn't really matter how you twist it. You know, like you could just pick up the hair and twist it like that, and get a similar effect. And then again, just use another curvy either side, and I think that's a really pretty look. It's a look I've loved. I think I used a look like this in school, but I still think it looks nice now, you know, at this age. I don't think it's one that is just for children or anything. I think it's a really nice, pretty way of keeping your hair back from the face. Okay, for this one, all you need is one of these no snag. I think they're called no snag. It's just an elastic band. It's a tiny, tiny elastic band. And this one is in kind of a similar colour to my hair because I don't want them to show, but I did used to use the black ones before and they don't show that much. And then the other thing is this Topsy Tail. Now you get them normally in a pack of 2. Unfortunately, I threw my larger one away, which is a shame because I will try and show you some other full head of hair uses for this, but I really only use it for small bits of hair, so I kept the smaller one. So again, you're going to grab the bit of hair that you want out of your way. And then all you do is put it into a ponytail. And you want it to be pretty tight, otherwise, well, I guess it depends on the style you're going for, but it makes it easier to use if you make the ponytail pretty tight. So, little ponytail like that. And then you take this Topsy Tail and hold the ponytail up and stick it through. And you can, if you stick it through that way, pointing backwards, then that's the way the little twist will show. If you stick it down sideways, then the little twist will show side on. So I'll show you it both ways. So that's side on. So you stick it through like that. So I've got the ponytail, just stuck it right through, and then you're going to flip the ponytail over and pull it through that loop. It's so easy, honestly. And then all you do is just pull on it and it flips over. Sorry about that, door disturbances there. So you can see it's kind of gone to the side there. But I actually prefer this one if it goes back a little bit. So I'm gonna flip that through actually. Let's do it that way. Flip it through, get my Topsy Tail, and then go back a bit. So poke it through, then I'm just gonna grab that ponytail and then pull it through. And that is what happens, and that's what you're left with. So it's just a really cutesy little twist that it puts in your hair, which I think is lovely. And there's all sorts of ways you can do this actually, which hopefully I'll show you a few of them in this video. Is more of one going backwards like this, and it's just going to look a bit more even than the rest of them. So just brush in the middle part of your hair, so you're almost doing a part in each side, and you can have as little or as much hair as you want. And then I'm just simply going to push this forward a little bit and then clamp it in place. I don't like to back comb my hair, but feel free to back comb if you like. I'm just going to use Kirby grits. I'm going to start off by just gripping at the side, which will flatten it a bit, but that's okay. I can sort that out after. One either side. And then I'm just going to pull it out a bit. Just going to pull it a little bit into that sort of boof, and then you can pull the bits back that you don't want to show, and you can also grip them back in place, you know, so that's about where I want it. So I'm just going to go in with my last grip. Out there. Oh, I actually need another grip. Okay, I'm just going to see there's bits sticking up there that look a bit messy, so I'm just going to flatten them down and put a grip in it. And that should sort it out. And then basically with this one, you probably want to just hairspray it to within an inch of its life. So I will use my Shockwaves gel spray, because I try not to use aerosol hairsprays too often. And then for this one, I will just make sure each side is even by straightening it if necessary. Like this bit here is looking a bit wavy. So I'll just make sure the sides are nice and poker straight. This one is not my favourite at all, but it used to be something I did an awful lot before I found out about the Topsy Tail thing or managed to do a sort of flat. Using my GHD curve tong, this is. I have shown on one other video how to do this. I don't think I did a dedicated video though, but all I do is I take bits of hair either side. I'll show you a couple and then just fast forward it. Start at the top and just work my way down until it's all in, except for a tiny bit at the bottom. And then hold it there for a few seconds. And then instead of just untwining it as you usually would, what you do is just untwine it like that and pull sort of straight in the end. And it just makes it a much more soft beachy wave, which I think looks really nice with these sort of little bit of fringe over to the side. Looks. Okay, so that is the soft curls done, and you know, this is a nice enough style on its own. I think you could probably put a bit of some kind of substance in it and yeah, it would look quite nice, but I think it looks nicest with a little bit of fringe, like either over to the side or back or whatever. So I'm going to show you a few other things I do with my fringe, and they do involve this, but not all of them. A couple of them involve this, so we'll do one of these first, which is okay, so take the middle bit of your hair. I'm not going to brush through it too much because I don't want to brush the waves completely out, but that's the good thing about this style, because it is loose waves, it's not too much of an issue. Now, you don't want too much from the middle of your head, so I'm just going to take some of this out because you'll see why after actually. So I just want a little bit. So as with before, assuming I've put it in the right order, all you do is put it in a little ponytail right at the front. I'm just going to put it in one of these little no snag elastics. I'll link all the things I'm using anyway, all the tools and that I will link for you. So a little ponytail like that. Then you want to push from this side, just poke it through, then pull the little ponytail through and then pull it through like that. So that's stage one. Then what you do is you just pull some more hair into this, and the idea is that this is going to go back kind of like a French plait, but if like me you struggle to do French plaits, this will be easier. So another ponytail. It needs to be fairly tight, otherwise it won't stay in. And then just exactly the same thing. So from the front, poke through like that. Then grab the ponytail through the loop and then pull through. And you can keep on doing that as many times as you want. And you could just do this with one, or you could do it with tiny little bits of hair and do it so it's all the way to the, you know, to here. I like it just with two. I normally just do it with two like this. And then you've got the little bits here where you've curled it sort of falling forward as well. I feel like it makes it look a little bit more interesting. Try and do a side plait. Now it's a sort of French plait, but barely, because I'm not very good at them. I can't hold my arms up for this long. My fingers are not that dextrous. It just doesn't work for me. But I take a bit of hair like that, just can even be less than that if you want to grab some of that on the way through. and then just split it into 3 and then start to plait. And this is of course assuming that you know how to plait. I'm sure there will be a video out there if you don't. And I have tried machines tools that help you do French plaiting, and it doesn't help me, to be honest. So I'm just going to plait it about 3 times. And then what I do is just pick up a little bit of hair, just a tiny bit of hair, and add it to the strand that's about to be folded over again. And I do that probably twice maximum, maybe, no, 3 maximum, because then all the parts of the plait are the same thickness. And then I plait it about halfway down, and then this is the bit that makes it not only stay, but it also makes, I think it looks nicer, is you want to get, I suppose this might only work if you've got really thick hair, or curling it will help because it will make it more thick. Take a parting in your hair and then pick up some hair in the middle, in the densest part of your hair. And then you're going to use one of those little elastics and tie it to that. Lovely double chin frame here, I would think. And then once it's in, I just pull the bottom hairs to sort of pull it closer to my head, and then everything else goes on top. And then you've got a really nice sort of hidden plait, but it's really, really secure, you know, and it's not going to move. I just want to show you quickly as well, I used quite a lot of my hair there. You can do it with a lot less. If you want a smaller plait, then just take a tinier bit of hair, a tiny bit of hair. Just put this on my arms. So if I start with the thinnest little bit of hair, and just cross that over, take a tiny little bit there to join it. A little bit to join that, just to make that strand a bit thicker, and then plait that. And in fact, if you do it looser, it will show more at the front and smaller. So you can see that's a much smaller plait. And you could clip this. I think a lot of people I've seen doing this style actually just put it like that and put a grip in it or a clip. But to me, that doesn't hold it. The only way for me to hold it is to do it by attaching it down here, you know, and then that, I'm not going to put an elastic band in it because I'm going to move straight on, but that would be a bit more perhaps elegant looking, I don't know. Not as obvious, but it still gets the hair out of your fringe. Seen a lot of people doing this top knot, and I would imagine that not many people have hair thick enough, unless they've got extensions in, to make the bun. And the reason I say that is because I know that I've got very thick hair, and mine in a bun, if I just take this top bit of hair, I'm talking about without taking the sides up, that's the kind of bun it would look like. So it's a bit pitiful looking. So what I'm going to do, I need to put the camera back a bit, don't I, is I'm going to take one of these little rollers. And if you can get a brown hair coloured one, then all the better, because it won't show through. But I'm going to take it back, quite far back, and put that under my hair. So it doesn't look like it's going to form anything like a bun there, I know. But what you start to do is wrap your hair around the roller. And try and tuck it under if you can. You're going to have bits that are going to come up like that. I'm just tucking it under all the way around. Then take some Kirby grips. I could probably do with some hairspray here. Oops. Some gel spray even. Just want to make sure that it's covered. I'm just going to shove a Kirby grip in there to try and get it covered. And then there. you just need to position the hair so that it's covering the roller, and you can actually buy obviously a small donut type product which is kind of like a Velcro roller for this very style. There you have a messy half bun, is it? Not even a half, is it? A messy fringe bun. I don't know the official name for it, but I'm pretty sure this style would suit a lot more people than it does me. I don't feel like this is one that I would wear. I've experimented with it and wore it around the house, but yeah, not one that I would wear. And honestly, it would probably work better if you could get one of those small donuts, but this is just in case you wanted to try it and see what you think of it and you have rollers. I'll link to the donut thing I'm talking about because they're pretty easy to use. These looks are all really girly, and that's what I love about them. I love girly looks, and I think I said through when I was doing one, I loved them at school, but I didn't have any creativity at all at that time, and it was pretty much just a little ponytail, you know, just to get my fringe out of the way. So I love all these new styles now, and I wish I had a bit more dexterity to do like a French plait or something like that. Or, you know, certainly when I lived at home with my stepmom and my sister, then there was plenty of women to do each other's hair, and I remember my stepmom used to do this really groovy style which was little ponytails, tiny little elastics all the way back, so it was almost like a French pleat, but instead it was tiny little ponytails, and she used to do that for me and I loved it, absolutely loved it. So anyway, I hope this has been useful to you and has maybe given you a couple of ideas of how you can keep cooler in summer, or just do something different with your hair. So if you do any of the styles from here, I would love it if you would send me a photo, like tag me on Instagram or on Twitter, or put it on my Facebook page or anything like that. Let me know, and I would love to see it. So thank you so much for watching. I'll tee my makeup before I go. I've got on Tarte Rainforest C foundation, what a surprise, in Fair Neutral. On my eyes, this is another NYX illuminator. I've been using them as eyeshadows to see what they're like. So I have that on my eyes, and I also have it on my cheeks. I can't remember the name of it, but it will be obvious which one it is if you were buying it online, because it's the only bright coral one. On my lips, I have got the Nip Plus Fab liquid lipstick that I can never remember the name of, but I will list it in the description for you. And I think that's pretty much all you need to know, isn't it? Yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you.